Do not ignore this dream. You are going to have it around the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Scorpione. Do not ignore this weird, bizarre, strange, and quite unusual dream which you are going to have, which is not going to make sense to start with whatsoever. It's not going to make sense to start with whatsoever. And you're not going to be able to unpack this dream while you're thinking about it consciously. No, baby, no. All I ask is don't ignore this dream and take it seriously. The more weird dream it is, the more it's going to come out of it. And all you need to do when it comes to your spirit, when it comes to your soul, to respond to it in a positive way. Don't think about it, it's something ridiculous, and don't close yourself in the box to be within this box where you just cannot reflect on it through your own intuition, because it's all about how you're going to initially respond to this dream, my gorgeous Scorpione. So all you need to do is just be really open-minded. So how can you possibly be open-minded about something that you do not, something that doesn't make sense whatsoever? Well, this is what I need you to understand. You just need to be within this frame of mind. As soon as you have this weird, bizarre dream that doesn't make sense, at that moment in time, you just need to say to yourself, okay, this is going to make sense later on. So I'm just gonna see how this is going to unfold, instead of ridiculing this dream and closing yourself in the box that you're never gonna be able to come out of, because this dream is bringing you something sacred. You're not gonna be able to understand this dream through your own consciousness, can you hear me? But through you thinking about it or in a positive way to start with, you're already gonna open yourself up spiritually, and your soul is gonna be ready, because over the course of the period, like throughout this week, before the end of this week, the direct result of your subconscious mind is going to be guiding you towards all sorts of kind of situations that you wouldn't otherwise have. And also it's gonna happen within the towards throughout this week before the end of the week. And it's also and what is actually gonna happen is that now suddenly you are gonna remember certain elements about that dream, certain parts about that dream is now suddenly going to make sense to you because of the situation that you will be going through. And the situation that you will be going through, it's going to be more like a kind of like a deja vu type of thing. Oh my God, this happened already, deja vu. But you will be able to connect to that dream, something that happened, something that you've seen, and even if you are not completely aware of it, you will be able to feel it. Well, at that moment in time, something is going to unlock within. Listen to me very carefully, my gorgeous Scorpione, and then you're gonna realize new important mind-blowing possibilities for you are just around the corner. Do you see this mind-blowing internal guidance? So this dream that at the beginning to start with did not make sense whatsoever, it's now about to bring this giant mama who is about to walk on your door and say, hello love, do you know what I mean? So I'm here, darling, do you know what I mean? So this is so important. So that dream that did not make sense whatsoever, it's actually going to lead ultimately towards you by the end of this week, becoming aware of the new possibilities that you would otherwise miss. And these new possibilities are going to be so important because it's going to bring new people into your life, new situations into your life, and it's ultimately going to change your life forever, because by the end of December 2023, by the end of December 2023, you are going to be really pretty much so facing two paths ahead of you. And because of this, you are going to really surprise yourself, because you're going to choose completely different paths to what you would normally choose. And this is because you were listening to yourself and you allowed yourself to kind of jump over so much, in the form of a spiritual shortcut. This is going to lead towards your your own personal evolution. And this is what it happens when it comes to the personal evolution. We change really quickly in the best possible way, and we are presented with something that we surprised ourselves, that we feel so passionate towards. And this in itself means that this is going to open up the new door and bring so many new possibilities and opportunities into your life. You're being guided. You are being guided, my gorgeous Scorpione, towards your own truth. And this truth is going to be remarkable. You're going to like it, because you're going to recognize once again how different you are and why you're so different. But you're also going to learn by the end of this week already some kind of new power that you have. This is going to be very different and very unique to each of you, but you are going to like it, because it's a lot to do with your spirituality. It's a lot to do with your intuition, and it's a lot to do with like the beginning of something so special, which is going to bring so much fun into your life, which you are going to realize and find out about yourself. And it's also going to be quite evident and quite obvious why so many people couldn't understand you, because you're special, you're powerful, you're very different, and sometimes people just can't really deal with these particular vibrations. But when you learn how to manipulate this into your advantage, you're on top of the world, baby. And all these things are going to make sense by the end of this week, indeed. And also, my gorgeous Scorpione, when it comes to the beginning of this week, what a mind-blowing stage of your life you're actually going through. I can tell you that it's all starting now at the beginning of September, and it's all going to be happening so much right until the end of October 2023. It's that this is going to be such an interesting and very busy stage and the period of your life, and it's all starting right now. It's all starting right now, my gorgeous Scorpione, because at the beginning of this week you are going to become aware of this new opportunity. This new opportunity is gonna, oh my God, surprise you. It's really going to come to you at the time when you least expect it. That's all I can say to you. So at the beginning of this week, this new opportunity that you're going to become aware of, this is going to be mind-blowing. But the best thing about it is the fact that, this is going to come in the form of a really nice, a little surprise, a really happy, gorgeous surprise, which is at the same time going to become a major game changer in your life. And let me tell you, this is like something very intuitive that you already have been aware of it, and for the last couple of months you've been prepared to this kind of opportunity. So you knew that something was coming, you knew that something good and something big, something amazing, it's going to happen, but you just couldn't explain it. And sometimes just to feel this, it's absolutely enough, because it's like a guiding light for us towards the right direction, because you're so intuitive. You can feel things and sense things from an angle lots of other signs can't, and this is your power. So this opportunity is going to come in such a beautiful, such a gorgeous, nice, a little surprise, but it's immediately going to make you so much more creative. Why? Because you're going to have this new project on your mind. You're going to feel this inspiration. Immediately, you're going to have all sorts of ideas, but most importantly, you're going to have this urge to create, It's about your willpower, desire, your power is in general, so much potential, the new beginning, like new opportunities which are going to lead towards your own personal growth. I mean, how important is this? You need to understand that this is when the transition it's about to start. This is when the change it's about to start with that opportunity. So you need to take this on. Okay, so but the part of this is also leaving something behind. You're going to realize exactly that there is a certain baggage that you're going to release in order to move on, because you're finding yourself on this powerful, mind-blowing, ever so important spiritual quest, which is at the same time going to ever so important spiritual quest. I've dropped a card. Ever so important spiritual quest you're gonna find yourself at, my gorgeous Scorpione. And the spirit dropping everything. And the spiritual quest is just basically, this is like, it's always when you find yourself on a spiritual quest, you tend to see things in a completely different light. So and what do I mean by this? So this is going to give you power in order to maybe walk away from something that you would normally be like, oh no baby no, it gives you that womanish sense of like a courage that you wouldn't otherwise have. And yet again, this is coming through your subconscious mind and through you by feeling like, oh my god, so much ahead, so little behind type of thing. You know what I mean? So there is so much to look forward to. It's so important. And this is gonna also like kind of lead towards your own security. And also when it comes to that opportunity, this is going to be so important when it comes to your happiness, when it comes to you being able to do with something which is going to make you feel so excited, but also it's going to be brilliant for your financial situation indeed. Yes, you're going to find this challenging, but the reason why you're going to find this challenging, because this is going to seem like a really big step and it's not something that you would normally do. But then when you find this challenging, you just need to maintain control. Just do something spiritual, maybe smudge your home a little bit, play with little crystals, go and ground yourself into the forest, go and recenter yourself, go and spend some time within the nature. Even that in itself, it's going to help you to clear your head and to recenter and reground yourself as well, because you are going through like this is going to bring a huge alignment into your life. You're going to be so much happier. It's all about your own fulfillment, but then at the same time you will know that there is some kind of a dream that it's actually going to come through this as well. There is this specific dream of yours that it's going to happen while you're doing this, but you're not going to realize this straight away. You're only going to realize this later on when it all starts making sense even more. This is going to lead towards a huge accomplishment, and then in exactly 3 months time, you are gonna really kind of like, this is in exactly 3 months time already, you will be able to see an accomplishment here. Absolutely brilliant indeed. Okay, and also by the time you get to the mid part of this week, you see it's important because somebody's gonna just need a little bit of help. Somebody who's so close to you, some kind of person is going through something very, very difficult, and I can tell you that person who's so close to you, maybe this is a family member, this is your great friend, but I think that there's some kind of addiction going on there. I'm not judging, I'm not saying anything, but I'm just telling you what am I seeing here. It's to do with a really good person with a really good heart, and it's also to do with a person who lots of people taken advantage of, somebody very gorgeous, somebody full of light within, but lots of people are taking advantage of this particular person. So that person has found themselves within something very terrible, within a really wrong group of people, but also this group of people have been directly primarily responsible for this person to do like dodgy things, like some kind of addiction or something like that. Now the problem is, I'm not saying that person is not going to come out of that addiction, but the problem is that that's affecting this person's way of thinking, because something very, very important is happening in that person's life, and something very important where that person should give so much energy towards, so much energy too, but they simply can't, because this addiction is taking a lot out of them in terms of the actual energy and things like that. So you need to please, I think that you're gonna hear something about that person, and that person, it's like kind of like a standing in front of something so important to them. It's starting something new, launching some kind of new thing, launching a new project or something like that, but that person is facing so many difficulties, and it's not good. It's not good because of this addiction, and that person is going to be able to snap out of that addiction and all that. But first of all, they need to kind of not to make a mistake by not doing and starting this new project or whatever they are trying to launch or do, some kind of new start. So please, if they tell you, they will come through forward and say, I can't do this, I can't do that. No, baby, no. You need to make sure that they don't make a mistake, because this is going to be so important when it comes to success, material attainment, and advantage when it comes to both their well-being, both of them, both like that person like coming out of like this addiction, but also like towards like a material success, towards their own victory. So it's almost like, I'm sorry, but you have this like kind of spiritual responsibility to push this person forward. This is gonna come back to you, at you in millions of different ways. And I'm not saying this only because this is gonna come back to you, but this is to do with someone who is very precious to you and who means to you so much as well. Do you know what I mean, my gorgeous Scorpioni? So this person is important to you. So this is something I wanted to say. But also on another note, there is something else that is going to surprise you so much. I like this, I like this, I like this. And this in itself is going to surprise you. The level of success you are going to have with some kind of project or something that you've been working on. This is a very good news, fantastic news about your own success. And it's going to surprise, something is going to surprise you in which level this is actually going to go. Because almost immediately it's like you actually expected this, but you didn't expect it to like be that big, because this in itself, it's also bringing an important realization of which a change do you need to make and how you're gonna do this. And you will know, oh my God, almost instantly that this is gonna bring an ultimate like, oh my God, change into your life in general. And this is why you're gonna feel so excited. It is time of completion, it is time of accomplishment, it is time of wholeness, it is time of like you feeling so good and you wanting to celebrate literally, because you're gonna become very energetic and very passionate, and you're gonna become very, very inspired. You know, it's about inspired action, but then again at the same time it's more about you becoming aware of like, oh my God, some kind of adventure that you are going to have. You're gonna feel fearless and you're gonna feel impulsive, and this is an absolutely mind-blowing combination, especially when you know that you are doing something right. And all what you are doing here, my gorgeous Scorpione, you're just following your passion. You're following your passion at the time of a mental clarity, at the time of the actual at the time of the mental clarity. And you're also going to have a very, very interesting idea here. And this idea is coming from a sharp mind, and it's going to bring success into your life. And that in itself, it's also going to kind of, this new idea, it's also going to kind of maybe bring a new conflict into your life with somebody who can't understand what you're doing, and you should be ignoring them, because this is to do with you exclusively and not anybody else. And sometimes we can have people who are absolutely major people in our lives. They understood every single aspect of us, but it doesn't mean that they're going to understand absolutely everything. So the truth remains the same. You staying truthful to yourself about everything and anybody else, okay? No matter what a function these people are playing or what a role these people are playing in our lives. You know, we are, every single one of us are so similar, but then again, every single one of us are so different as well. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Scorpione, this is mind-blowing indeed, because by the time you get to the last part of this week, you are going to feel a little bit of it's a lot to do with you feeling a little bit nostalgic. It's a lot to do with you feeling and thinking about certain memories. You know, suddenly you're not gonna like kind of know where this is coming from. This nostalgia, one thing is going to remind you of another, one thing is going to remind you of another. You know, you're gonna see something and this is gonna start the whole process. You're gonna feel so nostalgic like there is no tomorrow. But this is a great sign. Listen to me very carefully. This is a great sign. So much from your past, like from a long time ago, it's going to be playing up on your mind. And that means that you're releasing from the dark bondage. That means that you're beginning to understand something really important about yourself, about your life, and you're reaching towards enlightenment. And also you're going to realize that someone was sadly had a very negative impact on you. Somebody was around you who was very narrow-minded, you know, and that reflected on you. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be around narrow-minded people, but you just need to snap out of it. If you want them around, that's fine. But you need to understand that somebody was around you for a while who was making you narrow-minded. So this is all this is going to come to you. I know it sounds crazy. The reason why is because this is to do as soon as you become aware of these happy memories and this nostalgia, you need to understand that now this is a lot with your inner calling. Your inner calling, it's about to be highlighted. A new phase, it's about to be highlighted. Now this is to do with your awakening. This is to do with your rejuvenation. So very soon after that moment in time, you're going to discover something so interesting. You're going to discover something which is going to really make you feel so good about yourself, something that you will want to do, something that you will want to try, something that is going to make you feel good even while you're just thinking about it. But it's also, you're going to discover something that is bringing so much potential into your life. It's going to make you feel free, and it's going to make you feel excited. It's going to put you in the mode to explore. Come on, this is going to start healing so many different parts of you, you know, which is also going to reflect on you doing the best possible thing when it comes to your finances as well. Absolutely mind-blowing turning point in your life when it comes to a specific change, which is going to change everything. And this is to do with inevitable fate, my gorgeous Scorpione. Is to do with your destiny. And that's why you had this like a really interesting idea, and that's why you had this interesting discovery, because it's all gonna lead towards you understanding like how much you have actually done in your life, but also clearly understanding, redirecting yourself, rejuvenating yourself, and realizing there is so much to do. There is so much more to explore. There is so much more to try. You're about to come out of yourself, and once you come out of yourself, nothing is going to make you to go back in ever again. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpione, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.